Today I have with me Brian Swift. Brian is the author of a book called Up. Getting Up is the Key to Life. And Brian, it's a pleasure to have you here today. And we will start the interview and talk about your book. And first of all, Brian, could you introduce yourself to our viewers?
Sure. My name is Brian Swift. Omar, I appreciate this opportunity to meet with you and tell you a little bit about my book. I'm from Chicago, Illinois area. I'm 50 and married with 3 kids, and enjoy writing and enjoy pretty much everything I can do with the kids and the family.
Great, great. The Talk a little bit about the title of your book. How did you come up with it?
Well, I think a big part of it is my background of coaching. I've spent 20 years coaching. I played sports most of my life, and I coach football. So you're always telling kids to get up. And up just is a term that resonates for me. Staying upbeat, getting up off the ground. And it just has always resonated with me. When it came time for my book, and I'm thinking about overcoming obstacles and dealing with problems, you always have to get up. I mean, getting up is just a part of losing, and it's a part of winning. It's a part of moving forward. It just kind of came to me. I don't know if it was the best title. I had that spirited debate with a couple publishing companies, but something to me, and I think it means some people when they read it.
And did you self-publish the book, or was it published through a traditional publishing company?
It ended up being published through a traditional publishing company. A small publisher out of Colorado picked it up, called Mother's House Publishing, and she, got in contact with me and said she liked, the idea of the book and where it was going. She liked a lot of the content, and she just wanted to work with me. So I had gotten to a point where I'd been rejected. I stopped counting how many times, and then I just kept going. And I was at the point where I was trying to learn more about self-publishing, but I was okay with the rejection. I knew it was coming, and kind of out of nowhere, she contacted me and said, I'd like to talk to you about it and try to work something out, and it worked out.
Great, great. That's a great story. And describe your book in a little more detail.
Sure, it's a motivational book, an inspirational book, and it kind of goes from the time that point in my life that I really had to change my mindset and grow. I was 17. I was a senior in high school. I was playing football the day after Christmas with friends. I got hit funny and I broke my neck.
Oh,
So at 17, all of a sudden I'm laying there, I can't move anything. I'm in a hospital bed, and not that that something changed, but your life was going to take a different direction. I was blessed with great family. I was blessed with great friends, and I kept moving forward through all of the issues of being in a wheelchair. So I went from being a 7-year-old, nothing could hurt you. You're Superman at 17, to all of a sudden laying there and I can't even feed myself. And from there, I've been blessed, but a lot of trials and tribulations, like everybody has. Graduated from high school. I went on and graduated from college. So I talk a little bit about rehab and everything you got to deal with rehab, and the emotions and feelings of going from being a totally independent 17-year-old to a totally dependent 17-year-old, and going through the trials and tribulations of now leaving rehab and being accepted into the world. I'm having to deal with that. I graduated from high school, went on to college, and went through college and finished college, and went through law school and graduated from law school and met a girl, got married. A lot of great things happened, but not without trials and tribulations. And that's what the book kind of talks about. Not so much about me, but the fact that you're going to get knocked down, you have to get up if you want to keep chasing your dreams. And we moved on and adopted 3 amazing kids and went through infertility and worked in the business world and the things you have to deal with. So it kind of chronological is the same path everybody takes. Getting out of high school and dealing with college and dealing with life and and whatnot. And that's kind of how the book came. I picked events that chronologically we all go through growing up and maturing, and talk about some of the, getting knocked down, but finding ways to get back up.
Right. It sounds like you've gone through some interesting challenges in life, and certainly an interesting and inspiring story. As a segue to that, a lot of people find, a lot of authors find that the writing process can be challenging in a way. I want to almost laugh asking you this next question, which is, how was the writing process for you? How much of a challenge was it, and how did you find the experience?
I enjoyed writing the book. It was very challenging because I've never written a book. I've been in business. I've written, a lot of business materials, but to write a book is different. And I went, and like anybody else, you try to educate yourself. You do your due diligence. You'll learn how to do it. I probably didn't follow everything I learned, which I should have. And I just started writing because I found out some days that I intended to write.
Yeah.
It just wasn't going to happen. I mean, I wasn't writing anything. Then I'd be going to bed and I'd have an idea, and then I'd be writing, and then 2:00 in the morning, my wife would look over and say, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "It's just flowing. I've got great ideas. It's happening." Well, you got to get up in 3 hours. Oh, that's okay. I'll find it. I'll figure it out. And you'd write. I'd be writing for 6 hours, and it would come. The writing part was challenging. Trying to get words to equate to your feelings and emotions isn't as simple as you would think.
Right.
I could tell you sitting here maybe better my emotions and feelings, and trying to get that across writing definitely takes a different type of talent,
Right.
in my opinion. So I did, and I typed every word myself, which I'm a quad. So, it's one key at a time, but I was committed to it. Next time, I'm looking at Dragon software, trying to be a little smarter for my next book, just to save time.
Right. You're talking about Dragon, naturally speaking, the voice-activated software.
Yes. Yeah, I've looked into that, and people have asked me, why didn't you do that for this one? And I don't have a good answer. I didn't. I will next time. I will this next go round.
Right. Now, and your challenges is, I mean, it's fascinating for me in that, I struggle to sometimes put words on paper, and tend to find myself procrastinating, and I have to follow a certain routine. And in your case, I find it even more inspirational in that, you're as you mentioned, a quadriplegic, and you manage to type it one key at a time, which is, truly inspirational. So I applaud you for that. And now, as far as your book Up, what is the main message that you would like readers to get out of the book when they read it?
Never give up. Always get. Tomorrow will be a better day, and it might not necessarily be tomorrow. You get up off the ground, keep moving forward. You'll get where you want to go eventually. And I think that's important. Not that message has never been out there before, but what I went through, and for somebody who's a quadriplegic, when you look at the statistics of living a full, long, successful, fulfilling life, and those words mean something different to everybody. For me, I've been blessed and successful with being able to move forward with a family and a career, and do they have other hobbies, playing wheelchair sports, doing quite a bit with my kids, fishing or hunting, marathons, whatever it is. That's my success. So whatever your success is, as long as you keep getting up, you'll get there.
Yeah, and I tend to generally say that, people write a book not because they just want to publish a book, but because they generally have a message, a deeper message that they want others to learn from. And I think that's certainly, the case in the case of your book. And where can people buy the book?
They can find at Barnes & Noble, at Amazon. They can go to my website, which is brianpswift.com, BrianPSwift.com. Or like I said, Barnes and Noble, Amazon. It's out there. They can get a hold of it. Everybody tells me it's an easy read. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I try to write from my heart. I didn't go back and try to take situations and explain them in any flowery, big, using these extravagant words. I take it as a good thing that it's an easy read. Hopefully people enjoy it. More importantly, I hope they get the message of getting up and having faith and moving forward.
Right. And are there any other books planned? Do you have any other projects that you maybe want to give a sneak preview here?
Sure. No, I am. I enjoyed it, and I do want to continue writing. And I do have another book. Actually, I started several because why start one? When I got stumped on one, I kind of moved over and started to outline another one. And you've got to have irons in the fire. For me, that works. Maybe it slows me down. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I do. One is going to be more of a technical book about grant writing. I've gotten into grant writing, and I think that there's a community out there, maybe the disabled community, but anybody who is looking to find a way to get things that they need, but maybe they're in a financial situation. So I've taken some grant writing courses. I've written grants, and I'm writing a manual on just like an intro into grant writing. But I'm also writing another inspirational book. I want to stay in that direction. I would like to write a book directed for young adults that kind of like a game plan for life. Things that I wish, how we all say, I wish I knew that, when I was 17 or when I was 19 or I want to write a book that gives not information, but wisdom to young adults.
Right.
So that's my next one, kind of imparting wisdom on young teens, maybe because I've got a teenager and I wish, and you'll see that I wish you could understand this concept that as I'm learning, you can't force it into their heads, but I want to write a book, a motivational, inspirational, kind of like a game plan for teenagers.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a project that
or young adult.
Yeah, I think that's a project that I look forward to certainly seeing, and again, I'm just really impressed by the effort you put into this work, and I applaud you again. Are there anything else? Is there anything else you would like to add?
You know what? Everybody I have met, like yourself, has been extremely helpful. I've learned so much. You write a book, and then you have to learn this whole marketing and how do you get people. Billboard in a great billboard in the middle of a desert doesn't help you. Somebody's got to know about it. Somebody's got to, and there is a lot of good people out there. There are a lot of fantastic people that are willing to help you, like yourself, and reach out to. It's so far the writing community's been a great community. I've never asked anybody a question that hasn't been more than helpful. There's maybe too much information almost out there. I don't know, because you got to sort through it, and people do have opinions. But writing's been enjoyable. I hope I continue to do it. More importantly, getting it out there so people can see it, and I'm fortunate to run into people like you, Omar. It makes it a good experience.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, truly. Right. Right. Well, that concludes our interview. So I'm sure we'll certainly talk again, and this will be the beginning of a hopefully a long friendship and relationship. So absolutely. So
thank you, Omar. I appreciate it very much.